one thing that does bother me a little bit about the way that baseball is right now. First of all, I've voiced my opinion in the past about the wild card game. I think the wild card play-in game is silly. I do, because baseball is a sport where series need to happen, because baseball is not meant to be a one and done sport. Because baseball is a sport where anything can happen on any given day. A pitcher can have the game of his life, or the best hitter can go 0 for 5, or whatever the case is. Baseball is that kind of game, and so that's why they play 162 games that are full of series, 3-game series, 4-game series, because that's how you separate the teams that are good versus the teams that are lucky. And for there to be a one-game play-in to decide who moves on in the playoffs and who doesn't, I think is ridiculous. But my biggest problem, and I've talked to multiple people about this over the last week, is the fact that the All-Star game determines home field advantage in the World Series. And I don't know if this is the case in the NBA, and I know the NFL, their Pro Bowl is after the season, which is a whole other thing. I don't know if that's the case in the NBA, but in the MLB, that's what it is. The winner of the All-Star game gets home field advantage in the World Series, which I believe is ridiculous, because the Cubs, the Indians, while they had a really, really, really good season and they deserved to be in the World Series, the Cubs had 103 wins. The Cubs had the best record in the National League in the MLB. So it makes sense for them to get home field advantage. Now if LA manages to pull out the series against Chicago and LA goes to the World Series, it would make more sense for Cleveland to have home field advantage, because I'm unsure of their records at the time, but I'm pretty sure Cleveland had a better record. They had better control of their own division. They clinched before LA did, I believe. And so that would make sense. But for Cleveland to have potentially home field advantage over Chicago, a 103-win team, does not make any sense. I think that home field advantage should go to the team with the better record in the World Series.
Mike, Q, fade up.
Welcome
Ready
to
to
the
roll,
show.
track, and take
I'm
B.
Casper
Super in.
Arcario. Vine is launching a new app.
And I'm Roman Janeiro. The Pope hangs
Super
out
out.
on Google+.
The show is next on
Roll, track,
UNFmedia.com.
take.
Another pick that I liked, mostly because of the value, Jonathan Allen, for one reason or another, fell to 17 in the draft, where he was picked up by Washington. Because of the way that the draft signing bonuses are structured and the pay scales for drafted players, Washington not only gets a top 5 talent in this draft, but they get him at a significant discount, having him falling outside of the top 15. Jonathan Allen could really do a lot to help that team get better and better, as for now, as Washington has Kirk Cousins and the young team they have.
Take with OTS.
Pope Francis
Ready
hosted
to
his
Mike,
second
Q,
Google
take
Plus
2,
Hangout
lose
this week.
OTS.
The Pontiff talked with special needs and disabled students from Brazil, India, Spain, and the United States. The focus was on how these students use technology to
Mike,
empower their education.
Q, take, lose OTS.
Coming up, more Twitter and
Ready
your
to
Google.
roll, track, and take
And
B.
Vine is launching a new app.
The show continues on
Roll, track,
UNFmedia.com.
take, lose OTS.
Vine is launching a new app just
Ready,
for kids.
Mike,
Vine
Q,
Kids
take
lets
2.
users swipe for videos that have been filtered for appropriate content. The app is currently available for Apple devices. Vine recently announced it has more than 40 million
Mike,
users.
Q, take.
Super in.
Next
Ready
time
to
on the
roll,
show,
track, and take
Jack
B?
Black gets some Oscar love.
For more on
Super
this
out.
story and others, go to
Roll, track,
UNFmedia.com.
take.
This week, well, not just this week, but this has been a rough year for sports. First, we saw Kobe Bryant retire. We saw the passing of Muhammad Ali and Pat Summitt and Gordie Howe, and now Vince Scully is done as the Dodgers play-by-play man after 67 years. But then recently, a week or so ago, we lost a young man that was truly in his prime, and that was Jose Fernandez of the Miami Marlins. Passed away from a tragic boat accident And then we lost a legend, Arnold Palmer, who died. And all of these people that I just mentioned were, whether they retired or passed on, were great at what they did. On this show, I just wanted to say that in sports, we usually watch it to get away from whatever is going on in our lives, to give us a break, to have something to cheer for. And these people, as I said, whether passed on or retired, gave us a way to do that. And so all I can say is this: whether we're prepared or not for when their time in the sports world ends, when we see somebody with that kind of influence, with that kind of talent, all of these people, just say thank you to them. So thank you, Pat Summitt, for all that you did in women's basketball. Thank you, Vin Scully, for all you did for the Dodgers and for baseball and for me, because your voice in the press box inspired me to do this right now. Thank you, Gordie Howe, for revolutionizing hockey. Thank you, Arnold Palmer, for being a legend on and off the golf course, for all you did for families with children, opening your children's hospital. Thank you, Jose Fernandez, while you were so young when you were tragically passed away, for being a one-of-a-kind talent that we won't see again for a very long time. And thank you to everyone. Thank you to Kobe Bryant for being one of the biggest faces in sports. And for everyone that for however different the sports world is after this year, with 2016 ending here very soon, thank you to those that had a hand in shaping it.